I would like to say the safeguard is just let people know as far as the COVID-19, what the CDC has said at least, speaking to the churches, and let people know, okay, this is what they're saying about a mask, and this is what they're saying about the vaccine, and people come to their own choices of what they're going to do, rather appeal to what Caesar says or not. And it basically comes down to that. Romans 13 is all you got. But do you do that to the vaccine is the question. All we're asking is that we fully disclose what they say, just to be operating practical wisdom, doing what's practical. That is to say, just let people know what they said. And let's look at the clip.
Inside a growing number of hospitals across the country, there is little doubt our nation has already entered a fourth wave, an explosive summer surge in COVID.
Well, I think, I lost it. So hold on, y'all. See if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Hold your boots.
So I have peppers, tomatoes,
go through the
parsley.
commercial.
What's
So the
that?
bottom line, this is Sacramento.
That's my credit.
And you want to look at what they're saying. Well, not Sacramento. This is period in the country.
Predicted, fueled by the highly contagious Delta variant, now accounting for 83% of all new cases. The U.S. is already averaging 26,000 new infections a day, over 1,000 an hour.
The reason it's so formidable is the fact that it has the capability of transmitting efficiently from human to human in an extraordinary manner.
Today on Capitol Hill, the nation's top pandemic doctors said it's the unvaccinated accelerating the pandemic as deaths skyrocket by nearly 50%.
We have things open at 100%. Nobody's wearing masks.
With the highest infection rates in the nation, states like Missouri, Arkansas, and Florida have vaccination centers that are empty and hospital beds that are full.
How concerned are you that children will be at the center of the next surge in the fall?
Yes, I think that there's that concern.
At the University of Alabama, Birmingham, the pediatric care unit was nearly forced to shut down after a flood of children suffering from respiratory viruses that usually spike and spread in the winter. Cases of RSV are surging as restrictions loosen and more children gather together, the same way COVID came.
People just be smart, be safe, try to protect yourself.
Now fearing a widespread fall surge, even vaccines are no guarantee against Delta's serious threat. Today we learned a fully vaccinated White House staffer and an aide to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi also tested positive for the virus after meeting with fully inoculated Democratic Texas lawmakers who flew maskless to Washington and suffered breakthrough infections. Tonight, an evolving threat as the unvaccinated face a future that looked more like our past.
Miguel, I know there in LA you've been watching cases among the unvaccinated exploding. I understand another nearby city is taking action.
Lester, the city of Pasadena, citing the climate infection, says residents there, even if vaccinated, will need to wear masks again indoors. The city is also requiring all of its employees to be vaccinated. Lester?
All right, Miguel, thank you. And with the unvaccinated driving this new surge in cases, we take a closer look at why so many Americans are deciding not to get a shot. Gabe Gutierrez reports tonight from Louisiana.
Today, John Bartucci got the COVID shot that he put off for months.
What was kind of holding you back before?
Honestly, I just didn't see the need for it. I just thought, well, I'm young and healthy. I thought maybe I wasn't going to be as affected as other people that would be more at risk.
He's what public health experts describe as the movable middle. Adults that may have been initially skeptical of the vaccine, but aren't dead set against it.
Well, until I'm done.
People like Sharon Landry.
I felt like I was being pushed into it, and when someone pushes, I push back.
Who became convinced after her adult son got sick.
Why did you get it today as opposed to, say a couple months ago?
I just didn't feel like it was, with everything going on, I just didn't know what to I didn't do any research.
Around the country, roughly half of Americans are fully vaccinated, but daily vaccinations have dropped below 1 million. Louisiana is among the states with the lowest rates. 36% of the population here is fully vaccinated. Some parishes are below 20%.
I think there was a lot of misinformation that came out initially when the vaccine came out.
For those getting the vaccine now, it seems the choice is all the more personal. John Bartucci is expecting his first child later this year.
That kind of raises the stakes a little bit, right?
Absolutely.
Still, it's an uphill battle. This hospital in Lafayette has 260% more COVID patients than it did 2 weeks ago. Lester?
Okay, so I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to say this. So, again, whoever said that the vaccine is the devil, you have to give an account. Okay? Of course, it's probably from the devil somewhere. However, if you have persuaded people to not get the vaccine and a staunch preacher against it, then shouldn't you think twice now? If it increases and people die, if you influence people that the whole thing is the devil, and it turned out to be in the end, if that's the case, something that maybe the government in this case may have the sword. That's what government is to do, fight evil. The government in Uganda, in West Africa, in the Congo, do you think the people believed the government? They said the government was trying to kill them. Until Ebola, all the churches who resisted the sword in their communities and said it was the devil, many perished, many believers. So if someone is saying, like they said before, that they are something, and as they said to when they beat the apostles, if this thing is of God, you can't overthrow it. In other words, if it's allowed to be because of the situation, whatever it is, and the answer is in submitting to authority, Romans 13:1, in this case. If it's just a fascination, that's it. And if you're wrong on that, then you're right. The other ones win because the ones that didn't take it refuse to get something foreign to them. They have that right. So you should be walking whatever you believe God is telling you. And if you can't hear him, you do got the practical side of Romans 13:1. Your choice. This is a free thing here. So every man in his conscience better know what he's doing. If it turns out to just be a flu shot and that's it, then you were seduced by a spirit of fear. And if it turns out to be more than that, then maybe you were guided by a spirit of wisdom. Therefore, I don't know. You must hear God for yourself in your personal relationship about this vaccine thing. But one thing for sure, you can at least fully disclose choice that, okay, if you've been vaccinated, you can enforce for your business or your church or your group, you can wear a mask, and you can say to them, and if you don't believe, have them take a vaccine, wearing a mask wouldn't hurt anything, But for those that have been vaccinated, it's hard to make a distinction, but it's enforcing the rules to that degree of Romans 13:1. Not pushing vaccine, but at least giving the information down to your group, your business, or your church. That would be the ethical, moral thing to do at this time. Send them an email or call them or speak to it over the pulpit. Don't be afraid that you may lose your churches out of fear, and not let them know something. concerning this thing. Because if this hadn't been Ebola, it'd be just like in Africa, a lot of dead people based on just presumptuous sins. Okay? But everyone seek the Lord and know what his will is for your life. That's what it comes down to, oil in your own lamp. Jeremiah 23 and hoods, I give you the last word.